Welcome to Hard Hats and Horizons, the podcast where we dig deep into the construction and economic development shaping the future of Dallas-Fort Worth. We bring you insights from industry leaders and visionaries who are driving growth in North Texas. From construction projects to industry trends and insights, we cover it all. So grab your hard hat and join us as we explore the people and projects shaping the skyline of DFW. Now, here is your host, Andrea Pender.
Okay, well, I'm really excited today about the Hard Hats and Horizons podcast. We have Yesenia Garcia with us today, and she is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing with North Texas Ductworks, doing business as NTD Mechanical.
Yes. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate it very
Thanks
much.
for coming on. I'm really excited about this because Javier introduced us maybe a year ago, and we've seen each other in passing, but we've never really had a sit down to like dive in to get to know each other. So
I know our busy lives keeps us away.
Exactly. Well, why don't we start off and tell us a little bit about what NTD does?
Sure. So NTD Mechanical, we started off as North Texas Ductworks in 2001. Carmen Autry, president and founder of the company. We are a mechanical and plumbing contracting company, also with a small division of service,
Okay.
only on the HVAC side.
Okay. And tell us what that means in case people aren't familiar with all.
Yeah. So we cover any of the preventative and maintenance agreements with, for example, new construction or even some of the renovation projects where we have done the installations. We'll offer a P&M agreement.
Nice.
And if they hire us for that, then that's an annual service, right? So we'll go seasonally to change out filters, clean coils, service the equipment that we installed.
And so I kind of am new to learning about mechanical stuff, and I was not thinking about all this, but a lot of times if you're on those types of contracts, if there's an emergency or something, then you guys have to go on Christmas Day and make sure it's fixed. So
we can be on call definitely when we have a contract that way. We're trying to keep our clients comfortable and making sure that their equipment is working properly.
Yeah. I think that there's lots of little niches in the market where you assume you know everything and you're like, I never thought about that, you know? So
So when your equipment goes down here, I mean, you can call it NTD.
Yeah, exactly. Well, talk to us a little bit about how you ended up in the construction world, how long you've been at NTD, a little bit about your role.
Yeah. So I'll kind of go a little bit backwards. I've been at NTD, just celebrated 11 years last month. And the way that I got at NTD was actually, I would say, a little bit of luck, not necessarily by my side at that time. I was looking for another job. It was through the GC side of things.
Okay.
And the company that was interviewing me, I thought for sure I was in. Okay. I was really excited because it was more of a corporate type of general contracting firm that's been around for a very long time nationwide. I went on a girls' trip with Carmen. She had invited, I guess it was 5 of us, on a women's client trip. Went to Colorado.
Love it.
And I had told them all about it. I'm like, I already did my 3rd interview. I'm feeling really good about this. And I told them, I'm like, I'll let y'all know once I get back. They're supposed to call me and let me know what the answer is. So I get back. They called me, and unfortunately they said, well, we don't have the budget. We were trying to create this unique position for you because all their estimators are in Austin, and they're trying to create a business development / estimator position for the Dallas market. And they said, we didn't have the money in the budget. So unfortunately, we can't make it happen. I was brokenhearted.
Yeah. 3 interviews.
I'm like, holy moly, what am I going to do now? So I sent a mass text to the girls that were on the girls' trip. And I'm like, well, I didn't get the job. So here's my resume. If you can help me, circulate it, because I'm like, I'm ready to do something else. And so I got a call from Carmen. She's like, so what do you think about maybe coming to work over here with me? And I was like, sure, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know much about the trade contracting side, but I will give it a go.
And it's probably something you never considered before.
Never. Because when I first got into construction, it was always on the general contracting side, right? And no, they're not that different, but they are.
Yes.
They are. So now I'll go back to the beginning.
Okay.
I was it was the summer of my freshman and sophomore year in college. I was attending Dallas Community College, Mountain View.
Okay.
And I went through a temp agency.
Okay.
I wanted to get a summer job. Did all the things, you know, they do the how fast can you type and all those questions. So they paired me with Phillips May Corporation, GC here in Dallas. That was around since the 90s. And actually, I think it was 1990, if I remember correctly. And it was supposed to be a 3-day assignment to answer the front desk receptionist.
And 3 days turned into?
I was almost there for 14 years.
I love it.
Yes. And I was going to school for computer science and engineering, so I had nothing to do with construction. Honestly, did not have construction in my mind at all. Yes, there is construction in my family. I have uncles that are bricklayers and things like that. But I never would have thought that I would end up in this industry, right? So after 3 days, they asked me, they're like, well, the lady that you're here to, temporarily work for or work
relief.
Yes. She's going to be out a little longer. Can you stay? I'm like, yes, definitely. I can stay. So I ended up staying the whole summer.
Nice.
I went back to school right before the winter break. They called me. They said, hey, Yesenia, do you have time to work maybe a part-time gig, while you're in this winter break? I'm like, absolutely. Sure can. So at the very beginning, I remember having the conversation with one of the owners, Gilbert May. He took me to the site walks. And he would show me just by counting the tiles. He's like, look, this is a, 700 square foot space. I'm like, how did you do that math? So
Right.
he shows me the tiles. He's like, they're 2x4s. You count them this way, you count them that way.
Multiply.
Right quick. And I'm like, I'm a math person. I'm a numbers person. So that right there was like, whoa, I am digging this.
Yeah.
Like there's more to it. Right. And he told me, he said, I'm going to make you a project manager in 5 years. Again, think about this. This was within weeks that I had just been introduced into the industry. Like project manager.
Yeah. From the owner.
All those things sounded amazing to me, right? I'm like, wow, I don't know about all this, but it sounds pretty
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of part of the beginning. I did go back to school. They called me back. And then I ended up just staying there full time.
Nice.
And I worked myself up super quickly, I think. Front desk receptionist to an administrative assistant to, I never got the title, but assistant project manager. And then I ended up in estimating.
That's exciting. I think it's so exciting to hear the stories of I went to college for it versus these types of stories that we, because I have a story similar. Like I never thought I was going to end up in this industry as well. And here we are and we love it.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I fell in love with construction immediately. Love at first sight. As soon as I understood that there's numbers involved and especially on the estimating side. And then there's also relationships.
I think that's probably the biggest thing. Like the people in this industry are just amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think this is why I would say, I don't know if I do better, but I have really found my place in the industry by now being a trade partner. Because in the GC market, on the estimating side, working on a lot of public projects, it didn't really allow me for my personality to shine and actually be able to meet new people and be around and network. It was more behind the desk, cranking out those numbers, getting the bids versus now working for a trade partner. It's almost absolutely needed to come out and talk to clients or other vendors. And I love that part.
I do too.
That's probably one of my favorite parts of the job.
Yeah. It's interesting when I moved from engineering to the trade partner side, there was a couple people who they didn't understand it, and then they're just like, but you're thriving and you're able to do this and this and that. I'm like, this is everything I wanted to do for the past 5 years, but I just couldn't. And now
that there was an opportunity like that in our industry.
Right. So I want to also go back to, you mentioned this girls trip, which was 11 years ago.
The girls trip, yes.
Which that's pretty cool because I feel like we're finally getting to the stage where there's women to take on girls trips.
Yes.
So
now we actually do that. We don't do it annually, but maybe every couple of years we'll have a women's clients trip.
That's nice. We were just talking about that at our last leadership meeting. Like, what do we want to do? The guys have their fishing and their hunting and their
They have all their
shooting.
things.
They have all their things. And so it's like, how can Yasmin and I do some things to entertain some women? And over the last couple of years, I've been doing some smaller things, but I just dove in deep with all the ladies in the industry because you've probably seen a lot change in 10 years. And I always say, man, I can't wait to see it in another 10 years because there's so many girls going to school for this.
And I love to see that.
Me
That is
too.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We can get more people in general, but
Mhm.
definitely girls,
Right.
because I know they're go-getters and they will thrive
Right.
in this industry.
Yeah. Anytime it's funny, anytime there's somebody that is potentially looking for a job, kind of like yours, like, hey, have you considered the trade world? And most of the time people haven't. And it's just like, you know what? Maybe we should have a conversation because you don't know what you don't know.
Well, and they don't consider it because they don't, yeah, like you said,
They don't
they've
know.
never heard of these opportunities, right? To be maybe part of marketing,
Right.
business development,
Right.
estimating,
Accounting.
accounting.
I mean, there's so
all,
many things.
Yes, all these
Yeah.
things. But some people do like to get their hands dirty. So, yes, be a project engineer that can go out in the field.
Right. You know, I met Javier years ago and he asked and I said, "No, no, no, like I do business development for engineers. Like I don't know anything about this paint stuff." I'm sure I didn't say it quite like that, but that was probably what was going on in my
How
head.
you thought you heard yourself.
Yeah, and my husband has known Javier for years and finally he said, "Can you just go have a conversation with him?" And then it's just like, I think this is going to be perfect. So you don't know until you explore the opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I'm glad that you kind of started us off with that really good description of everything. What are some challenges that you have had throughout your career?
Well, I'll tell you at the very beginning, when I was working on the estimating side for a general contracting firm, one of the biggest challenges was that people just thought that should be a man working in that position. And the reason why I say that is I would get a call and they would ask, "Can I speak to Mr. Garcia?"
Oh,
I would say, "No, no Mr. Garcia here, but this is Miss Garcia."
Right.
"Oh, but I'm trying to reach the estimator." "Yes, I am the estimator." So that was early on, in the early 2000s.
which doesn't
I
seem
would
like that long
I
ago.
would get that
Yeah.
a lot
Mm,
more than
Interesting.
I think was necessary. But it was the way people grew up too, right?
It
So
can't
I can
possibly be this
understand that.
lady on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I understand I'm not your typical estimator. However,
Mhm.
how can I help you?
Yeah. And I'm good at what I do and I will be able to answer
Yes.
your questions.
I would say that was probably one of the biggest challenges early on in my career, for sure. Another challenge that I have been able to overcome, and it's been really more with the opportunity of working here at NTD, is having a voice. So that I struggled with early on. I don't know if it's something that happened while I was a child or what it was, but in the industry, it's a men's world. And I felt like every time I would have, I don't know, an opinion or an idea, I would get shut down. And until I've been here at NTD, where Carmen just empowers us and she wants to hear what are our ideas, if we can make it better.
Is she the owner?
She is.
Okay, awesome.
She is.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she just sold.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So she is the president
Okay.
and founder, and
Nice.
she's still the president for the next couple of years.
How did she get into the
She's been a sheet metal girl all her
Wow.
life.
That's
Since she
interesting.
was 17 years old.
That's cool.
And she was born in Wisconsin. She's moved around. She's lived in Florida, came to Texas. I don't know, definitely at least 21 years ago. Or no, I'm sorry, 26 years ago. She started, she owned her own sheet metal shop at the age of 17.
Wow. That's cool.
So she's always been an entrepreneur.
That's neat. That's
And
neat.
then she just stuck with working in the mechanical industry side. So she's worked for some of the bigger companies that you've known, that you hear
Right.
around town, like United Mechanical and Brandt.
Yeah.
She was part of Encompass when Encompass bought out all those companies. And when it went down, when the economy went down at the recession, that's when she decided, you know what, I need to figure out how to work for myself.
That's cool.
That's when she started. It was actually Ductworks first.
Okay.
Ductworks and then North Texas Ductworks. And then we rebranded about 8 years ago to NTD Mechanical.
Because I just know you as NTD.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Wow, that's really interesting, and I think that that's something. Even, I mean, young men, young women. I think that there's a lot of people who, do I speak up? Do I not speak up?
I think my biggest thing was I would speak up and then I would hear being shut down, right? And so I don't know. It was a hard thing for an adult woman in this industry.
Because you're smart, you're educated, you can contribute.
So having that early on, I think, is what maybe made me try to keep my voice inside. So over the past 11 years, I have definitely grown a lot more and speak my mind. And I try to teach young people, including my kids. I'm like, just speak up.
You
It's
have to.
okay.
It's
You're
huge.
the only one that has your own voice. Nobody's
Right.
going to hear it in here.
Right. Yeah, it's huge if you sit there and you don't
And
say
a lot
anything.
of times other people are thinking the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So why not be
Yep.
the first to just let it out?
Right, right. I know I've said this on a couple podcasts, but I ask so many questions when I go on job walks with the team. And one time I was kind of embarrassed because I'd asked so many questions, and I'll never forget it. And I've said this before on the show, but Oscar, who's one of our project managers, he was just like, Andrea, if you don't ask the question, you're never gonna learn the answer. And he was like, we all have been in the same spot. I'm sure he was thinking, but you're asking 500 questions today. We just asked one a day. But yeah, I mean, if you don't ask, then you're never
Well,
gonna
and
learn.
sometimes the way you ask the question could be a different answer too, right?
Right.
So it might be the same, but different.
Right, right. Yeah, I feel like I probably ask too many questions on job sites, but I learn a lot every time I'm out
Good.
there. What are some things that have motivated you along the way?
My biggest motivation are my kids.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. Early on in my career, being an estimator for a big GC,
Mhm.
maybe not that big, but big for me,
Right.
I would be working there very early in the morning. I'd
Mhm.
be the last one to leave,
Mm.
but it was all I was doing it because of the kids,
Mhm.
trying to help the family and just do better for ourselves.
Mhm.
And even to this day, they're still my biggest
Nice.
motivators. Yeah.
And your kids are how old now?
Noah, the oldest, he's 22, and Isabella, she'll be 21 in December.
Nice. Nice. Is anyone gonna follow in your footsteps?
Noah might.
Okay.
I tell people he went to Texas Tech.
Uh-huh.
He actually went for mechanical engineering. He's
Okay.
a smart kid.
Uh-huh.
But he really wants to do marketing.
Oh,
So more on the
nice.
marketing side than the estimating side.
Okay.
And he's a numbers guy. I'd always tell him like, there's opportunities everywhere.
Everywhere.
You don't even need a degree.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
don't. Like
Mhm.
we know so many people. It's word of mouth. It's relationship.
Yeah.
You want to get started? Let me know. I know so many companies.
Mhm.
I'm like, we can introduce you. You can start from the bottom up.
Yep. Yeah.
But I'm okay with that. I support him.
Mhm.
He wants that paper.
Good.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I was the first one to go to college in our family. Granted, I never finished, but I'm this close.
Yeah.
I'm like maybe 20 credits away from my bachelor's.
Yeah.
So I just got to do it.
Yeah. But then you have homework and all those
Right.
things we haven't done in such a long time.
I bet I'd do better now though.
You might. You might. That's funny. Well, okay, so we've talked about your son and you mentioned your daughter earlier, but let's tell everybody her degree because it sounds
Yes.
pretty cool.
It is. So I believe it's aerospace operations and aviation management.
That's
something
pretty cool.
like that.
Yeah.
So she's at Oklahoma State. She originally wanted to be a commercial pilot.
Mm.
But she did take some flight lessons already. She's got some pretty good hours under her belt, pretty close to getting her private pilot
That's
license.
cool.
But she wants to do something in the aviation
Uh-huh.
management side.
That's neat. That's
Like
really
I told her, I'm like, I know people that work at DFW airport. We
Uh-huh.
can get you in, baby
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. I love it. It's all about who you know, right?
Yes.
I read something it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I'm like, you do need to know a little bit of something, but it really is all about who you
They
know.
can always teach you.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? If you're willing to learn, they can teach you.
Yeah.
I would say another one of my motivators is just helping people. I've always had that since I was a kid. You could be a stranger, but I'm literally helping you fill out a form. Honestly, I remember Javier from back in the early days.
Yeah.
In the late 90s, early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
And I remember helping him with certified payroll. I'm like, I didn't even know certified payroll, but I learned it. And he was one of the subcontractors along with other subcontractors that were just starting out.
Uh-huh.
And I would be like, let me help you.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. This is
Uh-huh.
how you fill it out.
We've all come so far, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to see those growth paths.
I love it.
And it's fun, especially, like I think Will has known Javier for 15-ish years. You've known him for that long. And it's like, gosh, look at what all has been done.
25 years
Mm-hmm.
or so.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about it because it doesn't feel like it's been that
This
long.
is year 31 for Carrco. So, yeah, it's a long time.
It's a long time.
Big, cool thing in the making.
It is amazing. It is amazing. And I've served on several boards too.
Okay.
So just again, trying to help the community. I'm actually going to start on a new board.
Oh, nice.
It's the mapa.org.
Okay.
It's a very small organization down in South Dallas.
Okay.
And it's single mothers with young boys.
Oh.
This organization.
Oh, that's nice. What all does the group do?
So I know one of the things, I don't know a whole lot about it yet, but I know one of the things they do is they send boys, and I think they're sending 30 boys next year to a camp.
Oh, I love it. Do the moms go with, or do the moms?
So I believe that she is trying to make it to where the moms can go as well.
That's exciting.
Yes.
It's nice. I feel like I've had a handful of people on who it's kind of a niche, father-daughter, mother-son kind of a thing. So that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I was telling her when my mother came from Mexico, she was a single mother with my 3 older brothers before she met my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I feel a calling. I told my husband, I'm like, Nellie reached out. She's looking for board members. Yes, I've served, on the board of the Regional Hispanic Contract Association for a lot of years. I think I did 3 terms there,
That is a
6
lot of
years.
years.
And NAMAC, DFW, the National Association of Minority Contractors. I did 2 terms there, 5 years. So I had to take a break because that was when my daughter was going to be a senior in high school. And I'm like, I need to focus on my baby.
Right. Yeah.
But now she reached out to me and I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to help again.
That's one of the things that I try to mention, anytime I have like a business development meeting or something, like find something you're passionate about because there's probably a board for it. And if you're young, hop on a board and just learn what it is.
Yes.
And then you can kind of start figuring out, okay, this board might be a good fit. This one's a perfect fit. I can dedicate X amount of time. But yeah, I remember my first board, it was kind of just to experience like, what do these people do on these fancy meetings?
It can be very rule. Like you have to know certain things or all the rules, but you're just a person there to help.
Trying to
That's
do
all it
something
is.
good. Well, and I've told the team, not that it's a bragging thing, but these boards will come up in conversation and then it's interesting and people want to know more about it. Or maybe even how can we help? And so I'm like, I'm not asking you to, spend 40 hours a week volunteering with
And
something.
still work your 60 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
But find something you're passionate about. And maybe it is just a board role where you're helping to vote on something, and it's a meeting once a month, or maybe you do take a bigger responsibility within the group. But I feel like it's a good experience, and I feel like everyone should be on
I
a
think so
board.
too. Some form of volunteer organization, maybe not necessarily a board, but something that you volunteer for.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
really
times
humbling.
it is. And a lot of times the volunteer, you think, oh gosh, I don't have enough time. Like I can't add anything else to my plate. And it might be 20 minutes a month. So it could be a very small time investment. And then you get lots of big things out of it.
Totally. So, one of the reasons I was kind of going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to join the board, but I went to an event at Alliance Architects last week. And it was the City for Good, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
The organization that they are a part of. They do a chili cook-off every year, and those proceeds go to this organization. Well, they mentioned MAPA.org. They mentioned trying to help. That's one of their bigger projects now coming up.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my gosh, and Nellie just reached out about getting on the board.
Like,
I'm like, I feel like this is
here's all the signs.
I'm like, this is a sign right here.
Yeah.
I need a help.
Nice. What about mentorship? Have you had mentorship? I'm sure you have given mentorship.
So nothing formally, but yes, I definitely have a handful of mentors. One of them was Chris Escobedo, of course, managing director of Phillips May Corporation. And Carmen. Carmen has been a huge mentor for me. Oh my gosh.
That's nice.
Not just on the professional side, on the personal side too.
That's great. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, Andrea, but I am in postmenopause now. And that is, I know something that people don't talk about, but people should talk about it. And I remember about a year and a half ago, I couldn't sleep for 3 months. And I told my OB, I'm like, I think I'm in menopause. Like, I need you to run my lab work. And she tells me, she dismisses me. She's like, Yesenia, you're cheating. There's no way. Like, you're still in perimenopause. I'm like, no, doctor, I need you to run my blood work. So she does. And here's the proof in the pudding.
Right.
I am postmenopause.
Right.
So I was like crying and just, I don't know, not myself. So I was telling Carmen, I'm like, Carmen, I don't know what to do. Like, I talked to my doctor. She's telling me there's no way of her figuring out where I am on the hormones, that I need to see a specialty doctor. She's like, oh, I have the doctor for you. She's like, you need to go here. And oh my gosh, that has saved my life. Seriously.
I feel like we have reached this place in like research and being able to have conversations where it's no longer suffer in silence. It's no, let me help you.
Like, yes. I'm like, no, please help me. And now I'm going to help others. Because I mean, why sit there and go through these things with that zero help? I mean, unless you want to, that's okay too. But if you're trying to find help, there's help out there. It's a real thing.
It's definitely a real thing.
Still, I feel like people still don't talk about it.
No, I think people want to hide it under the rug. Oh, she's just emotional,
but no, it's a real
thing. Like no, it's like body things that are happening.
Yeah, so. It does. It affects our work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not try to do things that can help?
Yeah. Well, and on the flip side of that, just having nursing mothers' rooms and, things like that in the offices for these
Right.
young ladies that we're hiring on. So
Yes,
all those things are super important.
they are.
Yeah. It's all those warm, fuzzy things that it's warm and fuzzy, but also it's kind of hey, it's kind of, we have to have these
Yeah,
things, you know?
necessary, especially to
Mhm.
keep your people happy.
Mm. Yeah. I know when we expand, we're going to have a nursing mother's room.
Love that.
And we don't have any young ladies in the office, right now that are having children. But it's like, well, when we do hire that lady, then how perfect will that be?
That takes me
So,
back to when I was at Phillips May.
mhm.
When I was at Phillips May, I was 19 when I started. So they saw me. They went to my wedding. I got
Uh-huh.
married when I
Uh-huh.
was 22. They
Mhm.
saw me pregnant with both
Uh-huh.
kids.
Uh-huh.
And I did. I would close my door and they knew.
Mhm.
They're like, "Oh, we hear the pumps."
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like, I have
sorry.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like I have to pump. But
Yeah.
yeah, to have it,
It's a whole different life now.
to have it like, something in the offices where people don't feel embarrassed
Uh-huh.
about it,
Yep.
that would be good.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure it'll be a call room or it'll be something,
Yeah.
in the when it's not in use, but when
Right.
it's in use, it will have a use.
Good.
So, yeah.
I like that.
Let's see. What are some industry trends that you are seeing right now? Are you guys seeing anything specific on the mechanical side?
Well, we're a smaller company, but data centers definitely is a huge deal. What we've
Mhm.
heard from our clients is they don't have, well, I would say maybe it's twofold. The data centers are being done on the mechanical side by the larger mechanical
Right,
contractors,
right,
right?
right.
We're really considered more of a small mechanical company. So
Mhm.
we're 30 million volume.
Mhm.
Our project sizes maybe average about 5 million. 1.5 is really kind of our niche, one and a half
Okay.
to two.
Nice.
But I know one of the things that we've heard from our clients is they haven't found that in between contract, the
Yeah.
contractor that's more of a medium
Uh-huh.
size. The larger guys don't want to do it
Right.
because they're busy with the data centers. The
Uh-huh.
smaller guys can't do it
'Cause
because we're too small, don't
Mhm.
have enough manpower. So I would say that's definitely something that they're struggling with. I don't know if it's considered a
No,
trend,
that's
but
interesting. Yeah.
definitely a struggle right now.
I think it's always interesting because you see these new people and they all want to be the big guy. And I say that a lot. I'm like, I feel like we're missing this, and it's okay. Like, why do we not want to be why do you not want your average project to be $5 million?
Right.
Like,
If it's
that's,
profitable, it's okay.
yes. Yeah. So I think that, and maybe that's just, they don't know. Like, they just know I'm going to be a big guy or a little guy and they don't think about the middle. But I feel like those middle guys could really,
Well, I know there's growing pains.
sure.
So we've grown a lot over the past several years,
Hmm.
especially the 11 years that I've been here. We grew so much in 2020, it actually almost bankrupted us.
Oh.
So right now, even though, yes, we're in a
Mhm.
growing trend and want to continue to grow,
Mhm.
we're trying to do it slower and, smarter because we learned.
Mhm.
And that was our plumbing division. We grew
Uh,
it from 1 man to 50 men pretty much overnight.
Whoa, that's a lot.
And, we thought that we had the right people in place
Mhm,
on the right
mhm,
projects, and
mhm,
it was something that we were blindsided by.
mm, mhm,
So, yes, maybe eventually we'll become one of
mhm.
those mid-sized companies,
Yeah,
but we're not looking for it right now.
yeah, yeah. Well, and it's smart to kinda know this could be our possibility, but when and if we do it, it'll be smart, responsible,
Y-
all the things.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
But AI is another trend,
yeah.
that's for sure. And it can be used in so many ways. I like to, or I have used it to help with our proposals.
Eh,
We don't do very many proposals
uh-huh,
that are prime,
mhm,
but some of them are.
mhm,
And I am like, I don't have all of that content. Remember, I'm a numbers person,
uh-huh,
I'm not a writer. I mean, I have the meat and potatoes of it,
mhm.
and it has helped us win a couple of projects.
Nice.
And then our sales team has used it to navigate through specs. So
Oh,
they'll
that's
they'll throw the
interesting.
specs in there to
Uh-huh,
find specific things like if there's a proprietary controls contractor, instead of them trying to dig through it, they'll put it in there, they'll
uh,
ask Chat GPT and
uh-huh.
they'll find it for them.
Wow.
Like that.
I love to hear how other people use it,
Mhm.
it's always like, "Oh, I never," because I don't do that, so I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh, that's interesting." So, as soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna go over to
Let them
the
know
how
how to
did
be
you know?
used. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
specs is one of this, huge specs. Who has
right.
time to read through all
No.
those? Obviously, we're bound by it on our
Right.
contract,
Right, right.
but who
But
really
this
doesn't?
is not our evening reading
Yeah.
material. Did you
So,
read the latest spec book? No.
yes. So why not use it? for our advantage.
That's cool. Never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And then we just keep building those data centers because we're using it.
I know.
Yeah. What are you most passionate about in your job?
I think we touched on it already. It's the people.
The
It's
people.
the relationships.
Mhm.
Yeah. There has been so many people, a lot of women,
Mhm.
a handful of women that have become really close friends, and people that I've known for 25 plus
Yeah.
years, right?
Yeah.
I have another mentor, Brenda Spinelli. I was 19 years old and we were going to be on an interview for a Dallas college job. And I was so nervous. I told her, I'm like, I don't know that I can speak on it. And it was regarding the MWBE, what is it? The program and how we were going to do all the reports and all
Right.
those things. And yes, I knew it. I knew how to do it. It was part of my job. But I was just so nervous talking to people. And she looks at me, she's like, Yesenia, people are just people.
Yes.
Just like us.
Yes.
You know your job. You
Yeah.
know what you're doing. Just talk about that.
Right.
Like, wow, yes. Hello.
Mhm.
So easy. But when you're young and haven't been in front of an audience, come on. That's hard.
I've had several young folks reach out to me and they've said, Andrea, you've had this CEO and that CEO and the president and this and that, but they're just regular people. And I'm like, yes, that's what I keep telling you. So they're like, they like to go hunting and they take their kids to church on Sunday or, whatever it is. And I'm like, yep, because they're just a regular guy,
And the young people, and we've all been there. We were young.
For sure.
We don't have the experience in
Mhm.
talking to people.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yes. Yeah. I would say that that's, well, and it's hard, you don't always get that opportunity to have that practice session.
Yes.
So,
But yes, definitely the relationships and the people, the best part. I'm passionate about that.
Yeah. What are some of your future goals?
I have quite a few. And, outside of work, is that okay?
Either or. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You heard me tell Yasmin, I'm like, I knew you ran a marathon. That's on my list. So I ran a half marathon and it was hard. It was so hard. I did not train well enough. Let me tell you, I was like maybe one of the last 5 ladies, and it was a women's half marathon, to barely make it.
But you know what?
I finished.
You finished.
I finished.
Yes.
The full marathon's definitely on my bucket list.
So there's 12 people in the Carrco office that have signed up for the Dallas Half Marathon. It became just like a peer pressure. So Yasmin signed up, and then I was like, man, we haven't done one in a few years. And so Will and I were like, okay, let's sign up. And then Kelly signed up because Sweat signed up. Yeah.
So we're gonna have a nice crew out there on the half. I've done the 5K and we've done the relay, the 5-person relay.
I told Javier he has to be at the finish line passing out finisher T-shirts or something for us. Yeah. So when are you doing this full marathon?
I know. I had it to do it this year, 45th birthday.
Okay.
And it was a while ago that I had, put it in my mind, this is when I'm going to do it. But I almost tore my hamstrings. Yeah. And it's been a while. It's been almost 2 years and it's still not fully healed. So I'm trying to give it a little bit more time.
Yeah.
So definitely before 50.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
Definitely before 50. It's going to happen.
Okay. What else? These are fun ones. I like these. These are fun ones.
I told you earlier too, I don't have much left for my bachelor's degree.
We're going to finish school.
We're going to finish school.
Okay.
I've got to do it.
Yeah.
For myself.
And you need that piece of paper, stick it up on the
do
wall.
it for myself. I'm like, I went to school for all those years and I just need a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not finished.
And you could take a night class,
Yes.
It's going to cramp your style for a minute and then you'll be done.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, those are fun. Okay. I'm going to hold you to this marathon and school finishing next time I see you.
I hope so.
Did you sign up?
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Let's see. Fun stuff. What are some of your hobbies outside of work?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a hobby, but I love to dance.
Yeah. You put that on your paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love to dance. So anytime, any kind of events that we can go to where there's some music, yes, we're signed up. So this past weekend, my husband had his 30th high school reunion.
Okay.
And it was the sneaker ball.
Okay. So
we got to dress up and wear our sneakers.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You don't have to wear uncomfortable shoes.
We were so comfortable. I was walking around the house before we left and I'm like, I have never been in like a floor length dress and my feet be this comfortable. Now I did buy myself some wedges that were all blinged out. They
Oh,
were
that's
just
funny.
regular sneakers, but I have to have a little bit of height. My husband's 6'4", so if not, I'd
Yeah.
be,
Yeah, way far down.
way
Can
too
you
short.
hear me down here?
Yes.
Years ago for fight night, I wore like very fancy heels and I got a really bad, I was just like, what was I thinking?
Blister.
Huge blister. I
Those
mean,
are
it
not fun.
was all I could do to walk. And so then the next year and subsequent years, I was like, it has to be a floor length gown so I can wear
Comfortable
flip
shoes.
flops.
Okay, I love that.
Nobody sees your feet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and people they would be like, did I just see that you had sandals on? And I'm like, yes, you just saw. And they're like, but nobody really sees. I'm like, I know.
Exactly.
That's why I have
Brilliant.
requirements. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's fun. What kind of dancing is it?
Like all of it.
Any kind of
So
dance?
we got to do some dancing this weekend.
Yeah?
I mean, slow dance. I love the cumbia, tejano, all that, reggaeton,
Okay,
all
okay.
the
Nice.
pop.
Yeah, fun. So I always joke that my husband does not have like great rhythm, like just even clapping, like we're off. And so we moved to Texas and we went someplace and all of a sudden everyone is dancing. And I'm like, how does everyone in the room, like, what is this? And somebody was like, it's the Texas two-step. And I'm like, I'm from Indiana. Like, we do not have this.
Like,
here.
teach me.
I'm like, what is this? So we actually attempted dance classes multiple times, which I just laughed the entire time because it was a good time, but the dancing did not improve, but it was a good time.
They say dance like no one's watching, and that's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I could be by myself.
I
I could be
love
with a
it.
partner. I could be with a lot of girls. It doesn't matter. I love it.
There's an account that I follow on Instagram and it's like formal dancing. I don't know what style.
So that's another thing that's on my list.
Yeah.
Once the kids are,
Yeah.
completely out and doing their thing, I would love to sign up for dance classes, ballroom
Yes.
dancing, and piano lessons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. This account that I follow, I don't know if you call them professionals or if they're in a club or what it is, but it's impromptu. And so like they just draw numbers. And so then the partners are paired and then it's a song they've never heard. And so then they have to do a dance to this song with a partner they've never danced with. It's always fun because then they'll like do funny things like in combination with the lyrics and
Right.
stuff.
Make it a show.
Yeah. So next time that comes up, I'll send it your way because
That'd be
you're like,
great.
wow, this is really awesome.
Yes.
Let's see. What is the last book that you read?
So I don't do a whole lot of reading,
Okay.
but I do audibles.
Perfect. That's reading.
And I'm listening to Mel Robbins' The Let Them Theory. It's great.
So at my last Ladies in CRE breakfast, one of the ladies recommended it and like I would say 3/4 of the room. They're like, I've read that too.
It's really good. I like it. I listen to a lot more of those type of books, inspirational, instructional, motivational. Every now and again, I'll listen to books that are, just like stories. I know. And I can't think of the title right now, but one of my really good friends, she knows that I like to listen to Audible. So she's like, hey, girl, listen to this one because the movie's coming out on October 24th and I want to take you for your birthday. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to it.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I knocked it out
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. Did you have your daughter read the Let Them Theory?
Not yet.
Because I feel
I'm
like
finishing it right now.
would-
I will. There's so many books that I definitely let her know, hey, you need to listen to this.
Yeah, I hope she reads it and soaks it in and lets them. Yeah.
And lets her. So let them, let me.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. That was definitely a good one. What is a skill you would like to learn? But you mentioned piano.
Piano.
Is there any other skills that you want to learn? And have you ever taken piano or anything?
I have. I've taken piano my freshman year in college.
Okay.
Piano 101. And yes, I got an A. But I just really, I never learned the notes, right? I never memorized them. So it was just learning a song because it's like.
So you just memorize where your fingers.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like typing, right?
Right.
And I guess that's how I should look at it, right? To learn the notes of typing. Anyway, I never got it. So yes, I would love to learn.
That's cool.
But another skill, maybe take some cooking classes.
Okay.
I cook without any recipes.
Same.
My husband is recipe by the book, and his food always turns out amazing. I tell the kids always, I'm like, Dad's food is always Instagrammable. Like they're always taking photos and posting it. I'm like, Mama's food never makes it on Instagram.
That's funny.
I just have what we call it sazon, which is your own seasoning style.
Yeah.
Your own sazon. But I can't give you a recipe. It's just like
a little
this, that. I learned from my mom.
Yeah. I used to be a recipe follower, and then I was like, I kind of just want to put these things in together, and I'm like,
And see how
we may never have this again,
exactly.
but
Yeah, but
we
it's gonna
like
be
it.
good for today.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe taking some like formal cooking
Okay,
classes. I've
yeah,
never done that.
yeah, that would be cool.
It would be fun.
What's your favorite city that you have visited?
City. Probably San Miguel de Allende in Mexico.
Uh-huh,
We went for my brother-in-law's wedding 6 years ago.
uh-huh.
What I loved about it is the history. All
Nice.
the architectural there is amazing. Cobblestone roads,
Mhm,
which I didn't mind at all. I know some people complained about walking down those streets,
mhm.
but you can't wear heels. Gotta wear some tennis shoes or
You
some
have to
flats.
wear some loafers.
But that city was beautiful. And I've only been there the one time.
So we went to Paris years and years ago. We booked the trip a million months in advance because we were so excited. Crazy enough, it ended up being Paris Fashion Week. And so there were all
Wow.
these like supermodels walking in these high heels that felt like they're
Platforms. Yes.
on the cobblestones. And I'm like,
And
how?
they were walking perfect, probably.
I would have broken my neck,
Yeah.
And
No way.
so we actually booked a photo shoot. And so, because photography was a big part of my life. And so I'm like, let's book a photo shoot with like a local Parisian photographer so we have cool pictures to take home. And so we had to walk, to get to where we were going. And so I had this pretty dress on and literally loafers carrying my heels. And this woman walked past me and she said, "Suffer, baby. You have to suffer." And I just thought, lady, I would break my
That's
ankle
hilarious.
if I wore these heels on the walk there.
I would be like, I'm not a pro.
So that was like one of our like funny Paris memories. What is what is your favorite construction project that you have been a part of?
There's been so many, so many. One that comes to mind was back when I was at Phillips May. It was the Main Street Garden Park. I mean, I think the reason why is because I estimated it and we got it there barely on time. So it's like all of those behind the scene moments of
Yes.
getting that bid together. But actually seeing it once it was
Yeah.
completed. I was much younger back then too. I don't know. It's just one of those projects that just stayed in
Yeah.
my heart.
That's cool. So you had a couple things on your little intake form that I wanted to dig into more.
Yeah.
So you won the Executive of the Year for RHCA.
Yes, I did.
So tell us
In
what that is.
February.
That's exciting.
It was. It was really exciting. I honestly didn't think I was going to win. I'll tell you why. My competition was presidents of companies,
Uh-huh.
CEOs of companies,
uh-huh.
Owners of companies. And here I am, little old VP, right, of a mechanical contracting company. I don't know. I just did my best. I answered all the things honestly, right? So when I won, I couldn't believe it.
Well,
Honestly,
that's
could not believe
exciting.
it. But it is exciting.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because it's something that says that I've done something.
Well,
that I've done something good.
And this is kind of a perfect segue because I was mentioning that I have this podcast today, having a conversation, and they said, "Doesn't she own that place?" And I said, "I don't think she owns NTD." And they said, "Well, she sure acts like she does. Like, that's amazing. Anytime you're out, like, she loves the company. That's what you want in an employee." So, I mean, you may not be it in paper, but it's in
It is.
here.
In heart.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Mhm.
right.
Yeah. No, that's exciting. I will be out of town, but we have a few people from the team coming to the
The Luna Awards.
the Luna Awards.
Okay,
Thank you.
good.
Yeah.
I will be there too.
Okay, good. Then you'll have to look for some Carco people.
Okay.
And there was something else on here that I wanted to you said you wanted to talk about a woman's journey in construction and leading with heart. And I feel like we've talked about that a lot, but maybe not the leading with your heart part of it.
Yes. So I think it also goes back to your voice, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like I've always been a very kind person.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I see not just women, men too, that feel like being more aggressive and
Mhm.
bolder and critique, I
Mhm.
guess being critiquing, which is fine. You can be critiquing,
Mhm.
but I think especially in this day and age,
Mhm.
we need to lead more with heart,
Mhm.
be more empathetic,
Mm.
caring, and kind.
Mhm.
So that's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
We can still be good leaders. You don't have to be this aggressive mindset to
Right.
be a good leader.
Right.
And people will follow.
Right.
People will listen.
Mhm.
And I think that's the way that we should go.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your favorite quote?
So my favorite quote is from Maya Angelou, who I met in elementary school. And it's, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
Yep. Yep. That's a good one. That is a really good one.
Yeah. And I think, I know a lot of times I've heard that, I have helped people and I'm in making them feel heard or seen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's why you're doing a good job at what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we are officially going to wrap up the podcast now.
I love it.
Yes. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you very much.